TeamLab Botanical Garden, we've experienced TeamLab Borderless, and today we get to experience TeamLab Planets. I think this is something you have to do when you're in Tokyo.
We're going to the water area first. It's very dark. I can hear the water. We're gonna get wet. It did say take shoes off. It's barefoot exhibition. It's pretty cool.
Smells really nice in here. We've already been given a towel, dried off our feet, onto the next exhibition.
So this whole exhibition is really about immersing yourself in the art, feeling and touching. That's why the whole exhibition is barefoot. No shoes allowed. There is water. At some points they said it gets to knee-high deepness even for adults. So it's really about feeling the art, and that was a perfect introduction to the whole exhibition. Oh my god, you can see how much shorts. This is something else, guys. This is amazing. So when we came in and we were given like our brief, they told us there are some rooms that have mirrored floors. We found it, and if you're wearing a skirt that they have shorts for hire for obvious reasons, so they're always one step ahead. So I'd encourage you not to wear a dress or a skirt, but if you do forget, that's great.
Maybe I should have gone with the shorts for home. We don't want to leave this room, it's so cool. I can't imagine how many lights there are, but I dare say over 1 million, I dare say. It's kind of trippy in here because the floors, the walls are all mirrors, and so sometimes if you're looking in the distance, it looks like there's a drop off. Like a few times I found myself stopping because I feel like I'm going to fall, even though it's all just mirror. I don't know how to explain it. It's something that I feel like you have to experience to understand what I'm saying. But the mirrors definitely add to like the mysteriousness and mesmerizingness of it. I might have invented a word there. So exciting being in here when all the lights go off and then they make this sound effect and it's like they shoot on like a shooting star. It's somewhere where I think we could actually seriously spend a couple of hours just sitting here mesmerized by the lights. But unfortunately we do not have a couple of hours. It's already time for us to move on to the next room. If it's anything like this, I'm pretty excited. For a museum or like an exhibition that talks about utilizing your senses and kind of relying on your senses, they really make you work for it because a lot of the time you're deprived of your senses.
Yes.
Like we don't really have sight right now. I can smell maybe a bit of chlorine.
Probably the objective maybe
I
is
think so, maybe.
deprive you of everything and then blast you with overload.
Maybe, or maybe it allows you to tap into ones that you don't often tap into.
I love these walkways that lead in between the artworks. They're so like mysterious, you don't know what's coming next. It's just lights, just a trail of lights. Okay, the sign said this is knee high, so we're about to go right in the water. It's actually like knee high. It's quite warm, I won't lie. It's a bit stiff. It's nice but unusual. It's like a bath at the end of the bath where it's holding on to those last bits of warm water and you're determined to not get out, but it's getting a bit cold. Oh, there's fish! This is like absolutely insane. The colours in the water and then you've got the fish moving through. This might be my favourite TeamLab we've done.
I think it might be. Also, if you're wondering what hiking up the shorts looks like.
Wow.
It's not how these shorts are meant to be worn. I know that the fish are just projections coming from the lights above, but you cannot tell that. There's no evidence of the projections. You know how sometimes you can see projections and like the lights kind of in the sky or in the air as the light's coming down? You can't see that for some reason. And it's so realistic. The water is a little bit milky looking, it's not clear, so that really makes the projections on the water pop. And I'm kind of finding myself moving out of the way of the fish because my brain thinks that the fish are actually in here with me. As we often do, we have booked this experience with Klook, and we highly recommend that if you're going to do it, you do it too, because not only can you get a discount with our code GOFORLAUNCHKLOOK, it is just such an easy app to use. We booked it straight through the app. They sent us the QR code and we just scanned that QR code when we came in today. I highly recommend this TeamLab's experience here in Tokyo, and we aren't even finished it yet. This is like the 3rd room we've been in, and I'm having such a good time.
So cool.
You know what this makes me feel like? I'm in the scene, not that it looks like this, but visualizing Colors of the Wind song from Pocahontas.
Just around the river bend.
Because she's like paddling on the river and it's the colours of the wind. Well, we've got the colours in the water for you, Pocahontas. To be honest, any excuse yet. My girl, Pocahontas in the video.
Not only are there projections of the fish in the water, but there's also flora as well. There are different types of flowers that you might find in the water, some like greenery and stuff like that. It's just like, it's actually like we're wading through a pond. It's spectacular. With all the lights and the mirrors, it can be very easy to miss different rooms, so make sure you keep an eye out. We just found this doorway just into a smaller room here that could have easily been missed.
Coming into this little room off the side, I thought it was similar to the one that we've been in before with like the LED lights, but I think this is water. Stace says I'm not allowed to touch just in case. I touched it. That's water.
Touch it with the lights well so Stace couldn't see.
So they've lit up the water like the LED lights. That's incredible. All right, time to dry off again. Will you wipe my feet?
Nope.
A little bit familiar of our Osaka videos. We actually went to the TeamLab experience there. It was all outdoors, but they had these balloon egg type things that lit up at night. It was really incredible. If you'd like to watch that video, we'll link it up there in the corner. You can watch it next. I don't know, I'm a sucker for a big balloon. You gotta get your head in the game. You gotta get your head in the game.
That's my mushroom.
So we've now come into a room that's kind of like a planetarium, except we're not looking at stars and planets. We're kind of looking at a solar system of galaxies of flowers. And I know it sounds weird, but it looks amazing. Think of all the colors you might imagine when thinking of, you know, the Milky Way or galaxies, that like blue and purple. That's what I love to see. You're seeing that here in the flowers, but you're also getting yellow, pink, green, all the colors of the rainbow, all the colors in nature. I think this is another room that you could spend hours in and just sit back and, I don't know, gaze. I was gonna say stargaze, flower gaze. We've now reached our final artwork, which is the garden. It's actually kind of outdoors, as you can see. Very small compared to the others. So we're seeing these silver, like egg-shaped type things again. And again, mirrors surrounding us. So the power of reflection is real at TeamLabs. I think it's quite cool. The eggs seem to be misting, so it's like a mysterious feel, similar to a lot of the other artworks.
Cool, it's very sunny outside. Should have picked up my hat. It's cool. It's a bit smaller than the other exhibitions, but it's very nice.
And this is the second part of the garden. This is inside, completely covered with mirrors, with flowers draped down from the sky, and they're on some sort of rig that allows them to come up and down. And we entered this area by kind of crawling underneath the flowers as they slowly were lowered up. And now we're just sitting in here, kind of like a flower rainforest. forest. It's pretty amazing in here. Very brief, short amount of time in the garden. Make use of every second. It's so pretty. So we finished looking at all the exhibitions indoors now, but there's one more thing we have to do while we're here. There's this ramen stand outside the TeamLab's place. It's kind of connected to it. I think it's associated with it. And apparently they have the best vegan ramen ever. A lot of people say that it's the best ramen they've had in Japan. So that's what we're doing, picking up some ramen. It costs 1,800 yen, I believe. Now you can eat your ramen in an extra exhibition in the building attached to the ramen place. That costs 2,600 yen, I think, which sounds really cool, but we've chosen to just do the ramen today. Before we head on to our next museum, we're having a big museum day. That'll be in a separate video. We're going to the Harry Potter exhibition, but first, let's try this ramen.
All ordered. The experience thing actually looks really cool. Really good. That's delicious. That might be the best one we've had. That ramen was freaking incredible. Best ramen I've ever had, whether it's vegan or not vegan. Really, really good. Honestly, worth coming out here just for the vegan place. But obviously, TeamLab Planets was incredible as well. I think my favorite TeamLab we've ever been to. We've been to 3. We've been to Botanical in Osaka. We did Borderless way back in 2019, and then now TeamLab Planets. It was awesome.
We had an absolutely fantastic time. But for now, if you're looking for something else to watch, YouTube thinks you should watch this video next, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.